You're being judged in about 100 milliseconds. That's a tenth of a second. And after that, the opinion mostly just locks in. They tested this at Princeton. Snap judgments about competence, status, attractiveness, all of it decided before you finish walking through the door. Here's the problem. Most guys have no idea what's being judged in that window. They think it's the brand, the price tag, the flex. It's not. There's this gap between what men think makes them attractive and what women actually scan for. You rate yourself by cost and brand. She's reading Grooming, Hygiene, and whether you look like you have your life together. The watch, the logo, the statement piece, that's often the least noticed thing on you. The cheap basics are doing 90% of the work. I've worn the same 3 dark t-shirts for years. I own one watch, a Seiko my dad gave me, and I get more compliments now than I ever did when I was trying to look expensive. So let's break it down. A tier list of every grooming change ranked by what women actually notice, based on real research, real payoff, and what gets read before you even open your mouth. Some of this is going to be annoying to hear. Most of it will save you money. Let's start at the top. S tier. Your face. There's a reason this is number 1. Your face triggers something called the halo effect. If you look put together, people don't just think attractive, they also assume you're smarter, more competent, more trustworthy, healthier. Researchers tested this across over 11,000 people in 45 countries. Same pattern everywhere. It's not fair. But it also means small changes carry way more weight than you'd expect. That's why grooming isn't vanity, it's a multiplier. It changes how everything you say gets received. So, highest payoff grooming change? Hair. And not a fancy haircut, consistency. Going every 2 to 4 weeks beats waiting until it gets bad. I started at 27 going to the barber every 3 weeks instead of every 2 months, and it was literally the first thing people commented on. $30 to $45 a visit. That's it. Second, skin. Clear, even skin reads healthy, and healthy almost always beats expensive in those first seconds. UV causes over 90% of visible skin aging, so daily sunscreen is stupidly high return. You don't need luxury bottles. A basic cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen from the drugstore gets you most of the results for about $50 to $100 a year. That's your S tier. Hair on a schedule, skin that looks like you drink water and go outside. Simple, cheap, and it changes how every single interaction starts. Everything so far builds you up. This next part is different. This is about not getting disqualified before you even get a chance. And honestly, that matters more. Teeth in your smile are brutal like that. In one survey, 76% of people ranked a smile as the number 1 feature in first impressions, and 29% said teeth are literally the first thing they notice. Not your watch, not your shoes, your teeth. Straight teeth also change how you're judged across the board. People see you as more successful, and you even get better job callbacks with the same qualifications. Same guy, same skills, different teeth. Then hands and nails. This one's binary. Clean is neutral. Nobody's going to compliment your cuticles. But dirty, jagged, or bitten to death is an instant drop. Women notice nails first on men's hands. Not your forearms, your nails. And hygiene is a deal breaker, not a preference. 32% of singles say bad hygiene is their number 1 turnoff. And 87% of women say body odor on a date kills attraction immediately. One more thing. Cologne doesn't fix it. Clean beats covered. Fresh sweat can actually smell kind of neutral. Old, oxidized sweat is the stuff that makes people lean back mid-sentence. The order matters. Shower first, clean clothes, deodorant. Then, if you want, a little scent. Not the other way around. Now, clothes. And this is where most guys waste the most money for the least return. People don't read your brand first. They read your silhouette, shoulders, waist, sleeve length, where your pants break. That Princeton research I mentioned at the start, the snap judgments people made weren't about logos. They were about whether the fabric looked like it belonged on your body. Fit signals competence. Fit signals that you pay attention. A $50 jacket that fits your shoulders will make you look sharper than a $500 one that bunches up and hangs weird. Every time. And tailoring is the cheat code nobody talks about because it's not flashy. Hem a pair of pants for $10 to $20. Take in a shirt for $15 to $35. Most fixes live in that $10 to $75 range. In studies, men in tailored suits got rated as more successful, more confident, and better paid than the same guy in off the rack. Same person, different fit, different perception. The rule is simple. If the shoulder sits, everything sits. A tailor told me that years ago, and it changed how I buy everything. That's what quiet luxury actually means. Not expensive, just clean, minimal, and like you respect your own outline. Fit, order, intention. I'm curious, what's the best style tip anyone ever gave you? Drop it in the comments. It'll probably save somebody a lot of money. Now the bottom of the list. And this is the part nobody wants to hear. Sometimes more makes you look worse. When your outfit is loud, the logos are screaming, the watch is trying to introduce itself, and your cologne arrives 5 minutes before you do, it doesn't signal value. It signals effort. And trying too hard reads as insecurity way faster than you think. A 2019 study ran 6 different experiments on this. High status markers like a luxury car or a designer watch didn't make guys more attractive, not even more likable as a friend. It actually backfired. Another study found the flashy car buyer gets picked for short-term fun, but not for anything real. The sensible buyer is the one women trust for a relationship. Watches are a good example. When they surveyed women, minimalist brands got 74 to 85% approval. The Rolex Submariner, 50. That Seiko I mentioned earlier, no woman has ever asked about it. I still wear it every day. Grooming has the same trap. Overdone eyebrows, an overly polished beauty finish, cologne you can smell from across the room. The rule is 1 to 2 sprays tops. And in blind tests, about half of people couldn't even tell cheap fragrance from expensive. The pattern is always the same. The more visible the effort, the less attractive the result. So now that you know what works and what backfires, here's what to actually do with all of this. A 30-day plan. And it's boring on purpose. Because attraction isn't about buying things. It's about holding standards. Visible ones. Consistent ones. Quick budget reality check. For the price of an entry-level luxury watch, 5 to 10 grand, you could fund 10 plus years of haircuts, skincare, dental upkeep, and simple tailoring. The stuff people actually notice. Week 1. S-tier builders. Book the haircut. Put it on repeat every 2 to 4 weeks. If you have a beard, keep the lines clean and natural. Start skincare with the 3 basics. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. That's all you need. Week 2. Disqualifiers. Brush, floss, mouthwash. If you want whitening, go easy. Subtle is the goal. Fix your nails and hands. Then do a hygiene audit. Clean clothes, clean towels, clean sheets. The basics that nobody sees but everybody senses. Week 3. A tier. Build a small capsule wardrobe that actually fits. 2 pants, 3 shirts, 1 jacket. Neutral colors. Take 1 or 2 pieces to a tailor for minor fixes. Week 4. D, F tier audit. Pull out the loud logos and flex pieces. Dial cologne back to 1 or 2 sprays. Look at your overall presentation and ask, does this look like effort or does it look like ease? Ease is the goal. That's the whole system. Women respond to health, self-respect, order, and competence. No amount of luxury replaces that. Built, not born. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. I'm just sharing what I wish someone had told me 10 years ago.